Hi, beautiful souls. This is Yana, and welcome to my next update here behind the wheel. I'm in my car. I don't know how long my baby Lexus is still going to be alive or serving me, so I just kind of want to commemorate this car in a way because it took me across the United States, and here I'm back on the East Coast, and there was so much learning and all these experiences that I had that through this car I would not have them. So and tomorrow I have to take my car again to a shop, and we'll see what happens, because even my situation, especially financial, is not that great. So it's part of the experience. I kind of was freaking out yesterday when the guys were doing oil change, and there was something they were not telling me, and I don't know what it has to do with the engine or who knows what else, but there's another shop, really nice people. I'm sure they'll tell me the truth, what's going on, because the truth, right, will give me the right information, see what to do, what is the next step. Information is light. And in this world, here on this planet, unfortunately, the information was distorted, right? And all kinds of stories created from disinformation and misinformation. So it means the darkness was perpetuated, because if we are speaking our truth, and we are sharing our knowledge, information, that's how we grow, that's how we evolve. That's how you can see that this is enlightened, evolved civilization. But here I experienced the opposite, and somebody, like me, volunteer soul, we come and we have to work on that shadow. We are the even shadow workers or light workers. So again, I'll be sharing with you, I guess, more of my stories, and intertwined with teachings, and just kind of how I see things and how I see my situation, and see where it goes, how everything unfolds. Okay, so welcome. My YouTube channel is Yana Sibinska. My website is yanakalai.com, and my email address is kaliana82@gmail.com. My videos are for educational purposes, of course, entertainment, and they're just kind of informative, right? Everything is based on my direct experiences and the way I perceive it. It comes through my soul signature, energy signature, through my filters. So whatever I'm putting out there, things have been pretty much integrated. And doing all this meditation and sacred connections, I'm making sure that the information is useful and helpful for humanity to awaken and to bring that unconsciousness into consciousness, so we can all see things for what they really are, and start living in unity consciousness, Christ Sophia consciousness, and create a beautiful place on this planet. And my videos are for my beloved starseeds, my star warriors, and light workers, people who work with energies, empaths, sensitives, targeted individuals, whistleblowers, indigo children, crystal children, children of the elemental kingdom, just advanced souls, because I was even thinking like my teachings and my videos can only be aimed towards people who kind of have that soul resonance with the message that I'm sharing, and with my light codes, because I cannot be helping people who pretty much are on a different level of vibration. There is no judgment. It's just with my mission and with my project, and even for the veterans and young children, because there is so much misinformation, there's so much darkness, there's so much trauma, there's so much like PTSD, there's so much torture, you know, bringing things into light, into awareness. I can only do it, well, to a certain extent, but also to a specific group. When I say please start doing soul connection, then they will understand. Because there are so many people out there, right? They do not feel that they're light beings and that there is a soul. And so, you know, my teachings will be pretty much based on, again, connecting with your true self, who you truly are, and, you know, start feeling your true essence. And then using your gifts and talents, sharing with the world, and being of service, humanitarian service, because Mother Earth, right, and humanity needs lots of help, you know, healing, reformation, transformation. And even what I resonate with, that I am putting the darkness out there, I mean, making it conscious, and then teaching people how to transform that darkness within themselves, around them. And then, of course, we need to also shine the light, you know, to those organizations, that infrastructure that was based on reptilian consciousness, fear-based consciousness, that was kind of occupied, or how to say that, all lots of the members, right, whether in a government and in those higher places, they were pretty much off-world beings of that negative faction, those negative aliens, because the world, and especially the United States in the 50s, decided to have treaties with the negative aliens, instead of you know, saying yes to the Pleiadians to create a world peace in 50s already, and where people would have free energy technology, advanced technology, levitating instruments and devices, and 0-point balance, and anti-gravity propulsion, you know, engines, creating spaceships, spacecrafts, and going to vacation, maybe whether on the moon, on Mars, or Jupiter. And instead of that, there were other choices being made also in 1913 as well, right? That was the Jekyll Island in Georgia, the Federal Reserve. I think the book, those are Creatures of the Jekyll Islands. It will give you the whole story, the whole scenario. And more and more people, I know, they're getting informed and educated. And me as volunteer soul, a planetary healer, and those galactics who are keeping me here alive, a part of the ground crew here, I'll be focusing mainly on healing and transforming the darkness, you know, and bringing that unconsciousness into consciousness, so then we can shine the light on it, because we are the light, right? The light is within us, the Christos, the Sophia, you know, that sparkle of our creation is in that heart, that sacred space in our heart that nobody can touch it. So anyway, that's kind of the introduction. I just wanted to also share my stories, like yesterday, what happened with the oil change, and how, you know, I sensed those individuals who were doing the oil change, that these people were, some of them actually, you could see who kind of were connected with their soul, but really couldn't tell what's going on. And this person who was kind of controlling and in charge of it, totally was mind controlled. I mean, I could see the darkness. Again, it comes from my perceptions. That's what I'm sharing with you. I'm not projecting like, oh guys, believe me, you know, I'm sharing my truth. But it kind of got me going. And also the thought that if my car, you know, needs even more repairs, and, you know, I have hardly any money, or my car is kaput, right? How I'm going to get around, even like, you know, to work, to get some money, let's at least I get some food, and pays rent, or what I'm saying? So I was just kind of thinking about it, that okay, let's do then video again. I need to do that. And what is saving me is then always being in my heart and giving that loving thought to myself. And then also thankful for Marina Jacobi with that protocol, quantum manifestation, where I kind of detach myself from that situation, because everything is a hologram, right? Hologram within a hologram, the tesseract. And so it's just like, well, I'm a powerful being, right? So what can I do with those energies, And then me, Saint Germain, the violet flame, the transformer, that's what I'm claiming, right? Let's do something about it, So I start pretty much thinking of other solutions and creating other portfolio, and just kind of playing with the mind, with the thoughts, with the situations, and simply not giving up, not lowering my frequency vibration, even though I got kind of scared, It got me attention, it got me going. And then again, talking to the Pleiadians, the Galactic Command, and what's going on with the light workers, the star seeds, and even the shadow workers, and so on. How come we don't get supported? What's going on? Like, some of them, of course, I'm wondering how, people that have this beautiful videos, and they have home, and I guess they have income, or they have income also from what they do, but I'm sure they've been doing it for many years. I've been just doing videos now for a year or so, but it just took me 10 years pretty much to get myself out of that mess. And actually, even the way I was raised in my country, the family that I chose, there was no understanding. I couldn't express myself. I couldn't really feel myself. If I would express, I would be shut down, or I would be judged. And then the curses, then hexing. I just the pattern, that I'm seeing, the families, very incompatible people being together, having children, and staying together, I guess, out of fear or the poverty consciousness, and being codependent, and full of worries, and then transforming or all their stuff onto their children. So even kind of raising the awareness consciousness there to young parents, or those individuals, because what I've been noticing, all these couples or families, they have children and they have nothing much to say, right? And that's what happens. People have sex, the woman that gets pregnant, and then what? So welcome to the 3D or low plane of 4D relationships, right? The sex misery machine, and the being lost and confused, disconnected from God and source, and then being everything transferred onto children, getting their vaccinations or dying, having all kinds of diseases, eating food, GMO food, and then being autistic, or who knows what else, right? Just being also lost and confused. So looks like I'm here to arrest everything like that, because parents like that, there are perfect advocates, for how to really damage their children's lives. And because their lives haven't been really processed, and they haven't really connected with their soul, with their true essence, uprooted, right? From their ancestors, and just kind of wandering and confused, and the hormones, the endocrine system that kicks in, right? A woman gets pregnant. That's kind of the scenario of my parents, the people I chose. And then these people are so different. They have really nothing much to say, nothing much to, nothing in common, right? And just very pessimistic, negative kind of environment that I was raised in, where I grew up. and plus also the communism, right? The Russia, with Russia forever. But I was fine at that time as a child growing up in my heart with my grandfather. That was the father of my father, who was probably my soulmate. He was my angel. He was the only person I connected with. But, you know, when he was 17, there was 1938, right, or 39, he was drafted to Nazi Germany. So who knows what he was experiencing during World War II in those concentration camps. You know, he was actually helping Nazis just to whatever, dealing with maybe corpses, you know, people going to gas chamber. And again, it left so much trauma into his psyche, right? And he never shared that with anybody. And everybody was kind of scared of him and was saying all kinds of judgments. But that person was highly evolved. I could sense it. And we have a very beautiful connection, even though he died when I was 11. But I still remember him to this day. So... yeah, his name was Ladislav. So anyway, just kind of brings me into tears. I'm sure he's still with me, you know, but he probably was the one who also carried energies of my twin flame. That's actually, you know, my soul, you know, into bodies, right? Everybody talks about twin flames or twin race. You know, I know that he's here with me. But he would not subscribe to lower energies than 5D because we are so high vibrational, you know, it's part of our galactic team, galactic commander. So, and that's what I resonate with, you know, that's why it looks like the military. The military is like, let me do something else. This is too scary. They cannot, they don't want me into Pentagon and start teaching, right? And there's just so much ego and there's so much negativity. And then how do you start? Where do you start? And all this misinformation and infiltration, right? You know, those young guys, they were pretty much deceived 100%. You know, the 9/11 was inside job, right? And you know, then they started the war and it was all false flag. And then how do you explain it to the parents of those guys who are now on a wheelchair, okay? Or for the young veterans now on the street, listen, it was just a joke. You were just being played, you know? You're just a toy for the dark ones, so they can extract energy from you, so they can get all this money, you know, money laundering, the blood money. So... you know, but I guess making those videos, just talking about it and just talking to my star team here on the earth, you know, that's what I want to do because somebody needs to make the change. We need to make the change. We are the change. There is no savior outside of ourselves, right? Or Messiah or chosen people or the patriarchal figure, just Father, God. What about Mother, Divine Mother, the Divine Feminine, okay? That's the Lemuria, okay? We're going back to the energy of Lemuria. There are people underground, underneath Mount Shasta, California, right? Telos, that's the 5D city. That's what I was so resonating with those messages. That's why I was making all these posts. And putting them on my website, Yanakalai, and you know, they have a beautiful life, beautiful living in 5D, in harmony with nature, and just eating beautiful fruits or vegetables, and people are doing what they are inclined to do. They're sharing their gifts and talents, what they love to do, even how young people start their relationships, you know, and then of course it grows into sexuality, but first it's pretty much education, getting to know each other. Not like I was experiencing here, you know, especially United States, you know, all these hooking up, right? And all these seductions, which pretty much it's in a way, in a subtle way, it's a rape, which is worse than murder. So again, I'm putting those things out there, and you know, some of these guys or people, you know, guys or girls, boys, doesn't matter. You know, you guys, you had, those are implants, right? And there are all kinds of, you know, chips and entities hooked into your body, maybe into your second chakra, which is sexual chakra, or first chakra, right? The root chakra. Don't forget. And then, if you have all kinds of diseases, right? Like, do you have AIDS? Do you have herpes, STDs and so on? And it's just like, what's going on? So that's why it's so important to pause. Like, I was pausing, right? Oh, if my car is kaput now, like, and I have hardly any money, what in the world am I going to do, right? I have to go within and just start practicing the 5D protocol of Marina Jacobi and just playing with those energies, with those thoughts and feelings and emotions. And also action is very important. That's why I'm creating this video, making this video for you guys, so you can kind of see where I am, whether energetically and even now physically, right? I mean, trust me, if I had, money and so on, and what the money, all I need, I have everything. I know of everything, but somehow me and money and then my soul group and family, right? And partnerships, relationship, that's kind of on that karmic side. So I am using the violet flame of transformation, transmutation all the time, because that's, I guess, what I came here to transcend, being in my sacred heart, being in my higher heart chakra. That is from whether Lemuria, Atlantis. So it's very important to know your energy system. Those are portals, portals to the divine, and also it gives you health and harmony and peace, and working with those frequencies and resonances and colors, because we are energy. And then you see people in those highest places, positions, and forget those bad guys, forget those cabal and not illuminated people, but people also who want to do good, and they don't understand your energy, your sound, vibration, light, love, and then it goes into sacred geometry, and then it creates a form through the colors and your kind of physical DNA, which is coded, and it's got intelligence beyond any advanced software. So people need to start educating, especially those who are on those highest places, and of course meditating. We all need to start connecting to source. And for me, that's why soul connection is so important, because that's your source, that's your home, that will get you higher, especially to that 5D where we're going with the ascension. With this transition to the harmonic universe number 2. So it's very imperative to do the inner work, to do the meditation, energy hygiene, like I was saying, cleansing, clearing, purification. You have the Epsom salt or baking soda, and the diet detox protocol, Marina Jacobi. That's what I can recommend. I start eating less and less, because even the food is a matrix. Like, we are even programmed to eat 3 times a day or 5 times a day. And once you start working with the light, you start being really coded more and more. You start changing your carbon-based DNA into crystalline DNA, into light. All I need to do is just go into my heart or look at the sun and drink my structured water, or distilled water. And it's like Om Namah Shivaya, and then have some, it's awesome. And then have some fruits or vegetables. And then of course I have moringa, I have wheatgrass, I have hemp. What else? I like cacao, superfood, and I still have some colloidal silver. I still have a little bit of zeolite for detoxing, getting that nanotechnology off of my system, from my blood, from my plasma, right? And then working with this inner technology, the etheric plasma, higher advanced inner technology, which is our body, our biocomputer, like even Mother Earth, right? Her body is amazing, the way what she created and how she created herself and so on. It's a living being, like we are a living being, everything has energy and life force. That's why you can see those who are just clones or who are just robots, they don't emanate that light. Okay, and so once you use, like, what is it, some kind of, stainless steel here, so it's just like a robot, on a computer, right? And you can see some of even those politicians, you can see who is not a human, who is just doing all kinds of interesting things, and then people are laughing, oh, that person said that person said that, or that person is shaking, maybe it's an old clone. They even forgot to replace it with a new clone. And then, they had all these cloning factories all across the globe, and especially United States, like even Long Island. It's a business. It's a huge, big business. Money laundering, the blood money, right? It's unbelievable. And then also the organ harvesting, right? And then doing all these satanic rituals, and with children, and drinking their blood, and some of those off-world aliens, those negative ones, or even military officers, right, of that negative fleet, they're eating humanity and children and so on. It's a horrible things. And they were the underground military bases, just horrible, nasty things happening with the MK Ultra, Mockingbird project, the Montauk project, right? And that's why the Pleiadians came here in 50s, and they wanted to stop all that, Otherwise, you guys, you're heading in the wrong direction, really dark path, And voila, now it's the proof, we need to really work with the good guys, with the good ETs. And I know that even the Pleiadians are realizing they made some mistakes, creating that 3D grid, right? And then the Archons then built upon it. And then they figured out how to capture humans here in that artificial grid. And then they had this AI, Red Queen, right? It's a code, it's a robot. And so people who are not doing the inner work, who are lost, confused, who are separated, because that's what they do, those negative ones. They just want to separate us, and that's how they conquer us, and then extract energy from us, because they are total parasites, and then they want us to think how powerless we are. But that's the other way around. See, everything is twisted, everything is distorted, everything is misused, everything is abused, So somebody needs to be out there and just kind of reporting those things and talking about those things, so people start being aware, and something can happen. So that's kind of how it started, my story, yesterday with the car, and it's just like, okay, I need to be out there and make another video and just share more of my whether teachings or my insights, my revelations, of course, with all the teachings that, I am putting out there. Again, I'm just making this invitation, guys. Somebody's interested, please email me. Everything is the energy philanthropy, so it's for free. It's a donation. That's what we do. We're volunteering, what I'm saying? But yeah, at the same time, I also have to manifest, good people or sponsors or, investors, people who want to work with me and make things right. And unfortunately, my area, it's not easy. This is not an easy thing. I'm saying? It's between life and death, right? But I got resurrected just like Yeshua, right? On a cross, and then he went back to India, and I think his tomb is in Kashmir, in Himalaya. There's another story, because I have totally different vision of Yeshua. I don't know where that Jesus, the Jesus name came from. Je suis, I am, I don't know. But I know him differently. I know him, as, he was born in, Bethlehem, but as a kid growing up in that Middle Eastern section, but then he went to Asia, and even Himalaya, and even Tibet and India, where he was learning all these things about meditation, yoga, and Hinduism and Buddhism. And then even he went to Egypt, right, to be initiated, doing other initiations. So then when he's ready, you know, he can fulfill the mission. And you know what the mission was, how they were persecuting him, the dark ones, right? The fallen ones. And then whether, you know, crucifying him, doing all these horrible things, but because he already did his inner work, he already it's like on a bank account, you know what I'm saying? He built up all these energy field that he was able, I mean, of course with help, you know, and of course ET stuff, right? They were able to bring it down into his body and to resurrect it. And we have that ability too. You know, Babaji, the deathless yogi, you know, the path of immortality, has been teaching it for thousands of years. You know what I'm saying? So this is nothing new under the sun. And the ascension is all about physical and ascension. It means we are changing that physical body more into that light body so we can meet our family, whether in earth, right? The Gartha network, or there in that hyperspace, you know, where actually it's all interdimensionally, but we think it's externally because all is one anyway. You know what I'm saying? The inside, outside, the 0 point balance, the yin and yang. So going actually inside, we're expanding, we're seeing more and more, we are growing, and it's all about evolution and personal growth. So there is nothing, you know, wrong with us, or there is like, okay, you know, maybe I messed up. I was on the dark side, you know, I am addict, but it's okay. Acknowledge that, you know, I have this experience. Now let's heal, transform all that, and what we can do for others. You know, because then we can be an example and we can help. If I was not tortured and, you know, all this MK Ultra stuff and experience with those gray ones and dark ones, I would not be really able to help those who, you know, been through similar situations and they're still suffering, or they don't know how to get out, or they're still being abused and violated. And some of the children, they're still being persecuted and sacrificed for those satanic rituals, and, you know, went through all this torture and have horrific experiences. You know, how do you help? How do you help, right? And all these things happening in those low planes of 4D, which is the astral plane, you know, the kind of jungle, like I was saying, being your sacred heart. That's why we need that help from our beloved brothers and sisters, from the stars, from the galaxies, you know, from the Milky Way, you know, to transcend all that, you know, to make that change. And you know, with their advanced technology, you know, the ancient technology, the ancient knowledge that it was twisted, perverted, distorted by the Nazis, you know, those scientists out there that they think they can generate, or they don't generate their source. That's why they're disconnected from their soul. It's just they extract, you know, they have this technology, right? They extract energy from others and from Mother Earth and even other planets, you know, and enslaving humanity, enslaving planets. But that's, you know, here, that needs to stop. This is stopping, you know, no more, you know. The Galactics are here, the Galactic Command, that I resonate with them so much. So I guess I keep going. Please bear with me. I'm sending you lots of blessings, you know, much love. Also those who can help, or also I have this a favor to ask. I don't know how you write a letter to a politician, you know, government official, right? Either about my situation, my project. So I would be more than happier, but appreciate if somebody contacts me and have kind of communication with me about my mission or project, or, you know, how to write a letter, or somebody also helping me, whether financially, or, you know, my computer kaput. I don't know if my car is kaput. I just need help, you know. So I am asking some you know, beautiful souls, or those who resonate with me and, you know, who can help in any way they can, you know, that would be great. But anyway, my beautiful family of light, your beautiful souls, have a beautiful day. Praying for all of you. praying for Mother Earth, you know, for the whole humanity, so we can all sooner or later, or hopefully soon, connect, reconnect, you know, build beautiful communities and live in peace. Many blessings and namaste. Bye bye.